That's the time, and it's the time. Yeah, I'm still here now. You know, no motivational stuff today. We had someone in the Dream Factory as well.
Feel the waves over my head. I'm in too deep. I'm fading fast, but running right back.
But cut long story short, a couple years ago, or no, a year ago, I went to somebody and they said, "Yo, Chris, you're really young. You need to make these videos for these young upcoming people who are coming through our organization. You know, can we give you some money to do it?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." Anyway, cut long story short, I ate the money, and now I had a meeting today, and they're like, "Yo, Chris, you know what? We really love the motivational vibe, and we can see where you're going with this, and it's really good content for the young upcoming generation, but it's a slightly on the aggressive side, and also it doesn't really meet the business objective of gaining more talent into the infrastructure and networking industry." So basically, people don't know what I do for a living. A lot of people, to cut long story short, I am what they call digital infrastructure architect. Digital infrastructure architect is a very fancy word for somebody who brings IT systems to life. So when you're using your email, when you're using your Google Cloud, when you're using your Outlook, etc., somebody has designed the infrastructure. So when you put save, it goes through your computer, through a pipe, in the ground, at the speed of light, literally the speed of light, through fiber, goes to a data center, saved on a hard drive. From the hard drive, it's stored and you can retrieve it later. So I design private clouds for big billion-dollar companies. People like these cats there, M&S, Barclays, JP Morgan, blah, 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 blah. So typically, a provider like BT, Verizon, Vodafone, whoever, they will hire me, and then they will pimp me out to the highest bidder, or not the highest bidder, or the person who's got the problems, who's got a project to solve, and I'll go in there and I'll try and sort it. So what sort of problems do they have? They might say, "Hey, well, Mr. Today we've got 1,000 users coming into our Avezzano data center, and we want to move those 1,000 users to a more robust and more stable type of IT infrastructure. Can you provide us with a solution?" And then I have to come up with that statement. I have to turn that into something technical for an engineer to understand, for a server guy to understand, for a network guy to understand, and basically make a plan, so that a plan which includes budget, materials, etc., so that it can happen. What does private cloud look like? So basically, someone says, "Oh, Chris, we're back on the code. We want 1,000 users." So they'll have 1,000 users in an office somewhere. So let's call this office here. Office, you know, nice glass building, you know. There. Office is connected to internet. Now, in office there's users, they have laptops, right? They have laptops, and then they want to access something. So here, off of this internet, there'll be a data center, DC data center. Inside data center, there's a server. Server, and that server is storing the data that he wants to access. Now, in a normal world, there'll be a business. Now here, this is a data center. Now, usually, this is not even on the internet. This is like a MPLS. MPLS, if you don't know what MPLS, look up on the internet what MPLS is, but we can go into that later. Now, this is over here somewhere, there'll be the internet. And he'll have access to the internet. So now, because this data here might be sensitive or private, he wants to access it in a way that is in a secure manner. So basically, we put it in a private cloud. Private cloud. What's the difference between private cloud and public cloud? Amazon Web Services over here. Here you go. So let's say GDocs. GDocs is public cloud, right? SharePoint. Here you might have Microsoft Office 365, that's public cloud. So public and private. Public, through the internet, everyone can access it. You share the server, you all share the servers, the resources, etc. Private is dedicated only to one client, only to this guy here. His data here, and it comes through a private connection. It's all private. It's called private cloud.
Don't say it's the end of the story.